Yes guys, and welcome from me, Social Manager 0102, a requested video here on a player profile that you see before you, the great Andriy Shevchenko. So what I've done is I've fired up my Challenge 10 game where I'm at the start of Season 9, and the reason I do that is because I can give you a better perspective of how well a certain player plays in respect of the game, because you know, if I was to fire it up from the start, then you don't know how well he's going to turn out. At least what I can do now is I can show you 8 seasons of how Andriy Shevchenko, how he develops, or how he has developed, shall I say. So where do I start with Shevchenko? He's an absolute monster. I mean, look at him. He's an absolute monster. And bear in mind, I'm at the start of season 9, and he's still only 32. He could technically still get you a good couple of years at the very, very top. So, as a player, let's see how well he does in the CM. It's there to be seen, isn't it? So let's start from 01. It's season 1, 25 in 40, 18. Now, I did go for him in 05-06. He was running on a Bosman, and I didn't get him. I forget who I was at the time, but I lost him to Celtic. But you can see it didn't last long at Celtic before going to Inter. But the thing is with Shevchenko, I mean, if you look at last season, 38 goals, I mean, 16 man of the match awards, 8-11, it's been his finest season, and you know, he's 31, he's almost got better with age. You know, and he's got the credentials. I mean, the 3 main attributes, in my opinion, for a striker is finishing, off the ball, and pace. Which brings me to Shevchenko. I would certainly be having him as your out-and-out striker, and nothing more, nothing less. You know, that is his role. Of course, in terms of real life, he's a legend, isn't he? He really is a legend. In respect of what he did for AC Milan, as in real life, was just brilliant. Ukraine, what am I reading? Ukraine, over 100 caps, something like that. Near on 50 goals. I wrote down something like that. You know. The only thing I don't like to see, right, this is my own honest opinion about great players. I get sometimes I get it, and that is, I don't like to see them, I like to see them retire on top. You know, like Alan Shearer did. Alan Shearer, you know, he retired on top. Certain players, they don't want to accept it, do they? Now, the only upside of what I'm going to say with Shevchenko is where he finished his career, to be fair to him, is where he started, which was Dynamo Kyiv. So, to be fair to him, I think he had over 100 games for Dynamo Kyiv before going to Milan, where he had another like 200 odd appearances. You may recall, back in the mid-noughties, he had a little spell with Chelsea. Never really made it at Chelsea. Never really did it. And what makes me laugh, right, is because he made his name at Milan, he came to Chelsea, it was a big move for Chelsea, he ended up on loan back in Milan. And that was all pretty much a disaster. And then, of course, he finished his career at Dynamo Kyiv. But there's no doubt about it, he is a real prolific striker in the game and in real life. And something I did write down, which I never knew this, he was actually the assistant for Ukraine in 2016 before being their manager in 16. He is the Genoa manager from 21 to 22, and now, does anybody know what he is now? Because I ain't going to lie to you, I didn't know this, I wrote this down because I googled it up. He is now the National Olympic Committee of Ukraine. He's the vice president. I thought he was still in management, if I'm truly honest with you. I knew he was in Italy, and I had a gut feeling he was at Avellino or something like that, or Foggia, but he was at Genoa last season. And I think I vaguely recall him leaving the Ukraine post. So, you know, that is him. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? I mean, you know, he's a legend, isn't he? He's a great player. It's a shame, really, because when I see great players finally make the move to England, being English, I want to see players succeed in England. And how many strikers have we seen? I say strikers, but how many players do we hear have been the bollocks in whatever country? They come to England and they fuck up, they fail. You know, you think for fuck's sake. And Shevchenko, you know, was probably one of them. He didn't really do it in this country, but he did it in Italy. There's no doubt about that. And Italy, particularly in the mid-noughties, was the peak of football, I think it's fair to say. In my opinion now, and it is only an opinion, the EPL is where it's at. If you want to get my blessing, you crack it in the EPL, and that's why I always pick Ronaldo ahead of Messi. in terms of personality, Ronaldo can fuck himself. So yeah, that's just that's the difference of opinion. Everyone's got a different concept on that. Hey, enjoyed the video, guys. If you've got anybody you want to play a profile on, do let me know. If I've missed anything on the great Andriy Shevchenko, do let me know. And until next time from me, take it easy.